Hi, my name's Ben. First YouTube video working on a vehicle. Got a 2002 Chevy Tahoe with the hood up there. It's a 5.3 liter V8 flex fuel model. I think it's the Z code on the VIN number, but in any case, I got just over 200,000 miles, and second time needs to change the plugs. Took it to the dealer. First time I think they charged me about $700 to do this, and really wasn't up for that, spending that much money this time, so I'm gonna do it myself. I did some research online. 2003, GM released a service bulletin for this particular engine. The spark plugs originally came with it were copper, I think, and they wanted to switch to the Iridium. This 41985 was the old part number. That part number has been superseded by this new one, which is 41-110. But the big thing is the gap is 40 100ths, so 0.040 is the spark plug gap that they want the spark plugs gap to. The original gap was not that; it was bigger. So got my spark plugs. I got spark plug wires. These are not factory wires. These are Taylor brand, kind of a racing wire. It's just something I used in high school when I worked on a car, and I liked them. So. And they're blue, which I think is cool, even though I'm not a UK fan. Sorry about that. I'm a Cardinal fan. But anyway, hopefully they'll work good, and I think they're cool looking, and I remember them from high school. So that's personal preference there for me. So I'm using those wires, and then I'm replacing all the coils. You don't have to do this. You can wait till they kind of act up, but I'd rather just replace them all and feel like I got new ones. The coils I originally had have a marking on them. Video me. Have a marking on them like 19005 something or other. I'll show you in a minute when we get to the truck. And then that cross reference is over to this BSC 1251 or D585. I don't know. Anyway, so that's, hopefully I got all the right parts. Two other things to note. I've got a spark plug gap tool. Iridium plugs, you're not supposed to have to gap because they're supposed to come from the factory already pre-gapped. Because the conductor is so tiny, you could screw it up. But they're also supposed to have a plastic shroud on the end here to protect the gap from getting changed and shipping when they just bang around in the box. Well, these don't have that, and so I'm going to at least check them to see that they're 40. And I'm not going to push real hard. I'm just going to kind of get in the ballpark, and this one looks to be pretty close to 40. So I'm backing out of that, and just be very careful if you do that, because you can screw them up if you're not careful. The other thing to note, the old ones, I don't know how hard it'll be to get out, because like I said, the dealer did it. I'm going to use this anti-seize stuff. Put a little bit of that on the threads of the new plug before you put them in, just to help you get them out easier next time you do this. Same thing for the spark plug wires. Use some connector dielectric grease. It's like silicone. Most of their plug wire sets will come with a little package of it. It's just like a silicone goo. Just put a little bit of that in the spark plug boot, and also on this boot that goes up on the coil. If you get it on the conductor, it's not going to hurt anything, but the point of it is just to keep the boot from getting stuck to either the plastic on the coil or the ceramic on the spark plug. So then I've got other tools, 5/8 spark plug socket. I usually use this to take them out because it also holds the plug so I don't drop it. I'm usually putting them in. For some reason I have better luck not using this when I put them in. I don't know why, but anyway. So I've got a 5/8 deep socket. It's a regular socket, and then I'm using a 1/2-inch wrench. I'm going to adapt from a 1/2 to 3/8 so I can get a little more torque. And I got a cheater bar depending on how tight they are to get them out. The other thing you'll need for the coils is 7mm socket of some sort to get the bolts out to hold it, and then you need a flathead screwdriver to help pry off the old connectors. You got to be careful of that because it's plastic. So I'll show you all that here in a minute. But this is all the stuff, and I got some gloves. My hands clean and hopefully injury free. So
okay, at the truck
I'll
now.
see you at the truck. The number on the coils was 1900521 and that's the coils that I have. The number, can you see my finger? The number's like right in here. clean it off. I don't know if you can see it or not, but anyway, it's right here on the coil. I'll take my glove off so you can see my finger right here on the coil. Then spark plugs are down here. If you don't know where spark plug is, probably shouldn't be doing this if you don't know. But anyway, you notice these boots, this one in the back, actually let's go to the other side. These boots have a heat shield around them. I'm pointing right here, can you see that down there? So right here there's a boot, and right here is a heat shield. The heat shield is not, let me get the camera in closer. So, boot, heat shield. So the heat shield, so that you don't, so it's supposed to protect the boot from heat. But the dealer who did this last time, like I mentioned, they put back, looks like 5 of my 8 heat shields. And I guess the other ones they lost, or just, I don't know. So they're not that important from what I understand. They're just kind of an extra layer of protection. Like I said, I'm using a better quality wire anyway, I hope, so, or a boot, so I'm not going to worry about it a whole lot. So I always recommend, let's point down here so you can see, I always start with the hardest spark plug first, because that's the one that's a pain in the butt. And so in this case, it's the one on the passenger side and furthest back, and it's pointing right toward the firewall. So you're going to have to kind of do some rigging and manipulating to get in there. So I'm going to unhook these. So these boots, let me show you right here. So the boots just pull, so grab at the boot and just pull straight down. So, and you may, like I just twisted it, sometimes that'll help get it to come loose. I'm starting on the coil side. There we go. So that one came out. And same thing with the boot here. Just kind of wiggle. Maybe if you turn it to get it to twist on the spark plug, and just kind of pull, and then it gets to let go. It comes out. So there's a plug wire out. So just do that, and then to reach in and do the same thing on all 8 of these. And then same thing on the plugs. So fortunately on this truck you don't have to pay a whole lot of attention. The plug is right below the corresponding coil, so it's pretty easy to get everything hooked back up correctly. So my son's running the camera, so if it's not good, then it's his fault. He's 10 years old, so cut him a little slack. There we go. So in addition to the plug being in a bad spot, they put the darn dipstick for the oil check right in the way as well. So they really don't want you to get this one out, I don't think. Okay, so I'm going to take a screwdriver and pry at the top of the boot down while I'm pulling. See if I can get the seal to break, which I did. I should be able to get the dude off. There we go. Top's off now. You don't want to pull on the wire. You want to pull on the boot, because if you pull on this heat shield, because if you pull on the wire, it's going to break.
Hit the ground.
I know. So here's that heat shield. It's just a piece of metal that the boot goes into, spring on the end. Kind of keep it from seizing, I guess, against the head. But anyway, so like I said, I consider that optional, and my new plugs won't fit, or my new wires won't fit in it, so I'm not using them. Okay, so now the fun part. Like I said, that back one's the hardest one. So let me figure out how to get a spark or a socket back in there. So it's gonna be fun. So sometimes if you can't get your hand in there real good, you can put the socket just by itself or with a little extension. get that in there, and it gives you something easier to grab to hand loosen it the rest of the way. And once it lets go, then you're out. So these plugs, so video real close, these are pretty jacked up. Shouldn't look like that. The electrode's still fairly good shape, but there's a lot of white, I guess that's carbon, I'm not sure. Carbon's usually black, I think, but I don't know. That may be an indication of something, but anyway, so these are the 41985s, which is what that service bulletin said they should be back in 2003. So I've got the right plug. So that's good to know. All right, I'm gonna get this other one out by hand. We'll pick the video back up. So now I'm gonna take a screwdriver. Can you see me right here? I take a screwdriver and just kind of pry this up, not too far, just high enough that it gets above the lock, and then pull it out. So we'll do that on all 4 coils. Shouldn't have to pull very hard. If you have to pull real hard, you probably didn't get it up high enough. And I kind of just put it under and turn it just a little bit. I don't actually lift. I'm gonna try this impact wrench on reverse to get these dudes out. So I'm gonna put it right there. One. Man, they got a lot of crap right in the way here, don't they? Heater hose. I don't think I'm getting into there very easy. So I'm probably got to take that clamp off. Move the next one. Okay. Coil number 2's off. Okay, I'm to this bracket that holds the heater hose. It's a 10 millimeter nut on a stud. So there's the nut, came off. And now this whole bracket comes out of the way. Now we can get to that coil. Alright, a couple things. First of all, that back coil was a major pain to get out. So it's out now, and I got all the pieces. But I'm going to make a little modification. I'm going to show you and show you how to do that. So what I've done is I took the new coil, which normally looks like this. 2 little spots to screw the bolt through to hold it in place. The very back side of the new coil, oh, of course I cut the wrong one. Anyway, cut it like this. That way you can slide the, you can put the bolt in first and then slide this underneath it and then tighten the bolt. Just do it on the one side. But I screwed up and actually cut the wrong side because it's going to sit like this, and that's not the back. So anyway, so I'm going to cut the other side and just hope it holds in place. So hang tight. So now I've cut both sides, as you can see there. So it'll still hold, I think. Okay. And let me take you up here and show you what I've done in here. I used, I don't remember if I told you this or not, I used white lithium grease on the, that reads backwards. That's weird. Anyway, I'm shooting it backwards. That says white lithium grease. Put that on the threads of the bolts. Let me take you up here and show you, maybe. Tell you what, I'm going to flip this around. Okay, so now you see back in there to the left there's a stud. That's not what we're talking about. To the right I got a bolt that's just almost all the way in. We'll slide that little ear of the coil underneath that. So there's the camera guy. All right, take over, camera guy. So it's running.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do next. I'll put these coils in, and then we'll put the plugs in. So,
Oh.
yeah. Okay, I'm putting the anti-seize lubricant on the spark plug threads. So I just squeeze a little bit out of the package, just a teeny bit, and then kind of spread it on the threads. That's what I do. I don't know if that's a good way or not, but that's what I do. I try not to put too much. I figure it's going to move around as the threads move in, so just try to smear it. I'm getting too much now, so I'm going to switch to a piece of cardboard here and just wipe it off. Okay, so that's ready to go in. Okay, so I got the coils in, and I got the spark plugs in. So now it's time for the plug wires. So this is the plug wire. This end goes on the plug. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this silicone grease and put it just inside the boot, kind of move it around so it's lubricated. And then same thing, put it inside the boot here, and same kind of deal. Now these have like a little clip in there, so you got to make sure you get that lined up right when you're putting it in, and you should feel it kind of click when you push it on. So that's what I'm going to do next, and this is the stuff that actually came with the wire, so I'm going to use it. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit out into the boot like that, and then just kind of take my finger and kind of move it around the best I can inside of there. But then when I put it on, I'll twist, so it'll move it around too. Same thing here. And this wire kit, fortunately, they're all the same length because there's really no difference in the wires. So the same deal there. I'm just kind of lubing all the way around, and so now we're ready to put that dude in. Might be able to do that too. Just kind of squeeze it to get to the other side. But either way, might have a little too much in there, so I'm gonna take a little bit out. Don't need much. And okay, so now we're gonna put these on. Alright, so I'm hot. Now I'm on the driver's side. I got the passenger side all the way done. He'll walk over and show you that in just a second. So again, just remember when you're pulling the plug wires off, kind of twist them before you pull. That way it breaks like kind of where they're seized free, and then they pull off a lot easier. This side, like, I did the first 3 in like 30 seconds, so it's going a lot faster than the other side did. And on the back one, which again is always the hardest, got it out. So we're cruising now on this side. So well, Noah, why don't you go ahead and show them the finished passenger side.
As you can see, the blue spark
Blue plug wires.
plug wires.
Yep, spark plug wires.
There's the back one.
Alright, so new coils, new wires, and new spark plugs. This is the driver's side. A couple things to note: I routed this wire right here so it would not hit that bolt on the steering column. I assume that turns when you turn the steering wheel. I think it probably does. So I moved that wire so it got pretty good separation there between the steering column and the wire, so it shouldn't hit. I just turned that boot there and that boot there to make it so it's sticking away. This one up here I kind of routed a little differently, just kind of keep it away from the exhaust and everything else. So, but looks pretty good, and you heard it run, so you know it's working. So that's the driver's side, and then the passenger side. And the back here was a real pain to get to, as you can tell. You can barely even see it back there. And but that was the one that took a while, passenger side. The passenger side, I'm guessing, took about an hour and a half to do, as an estimation, and the driver's side took about 45 minutes. So anyway, that's that. Good luck. All right, so I got everything back together. I'm going to try to start it, see what happens. This actually isn't my first attempt at this, so if you'd like to see my first attempt at this, starting in the vehicle, then you can watch my second video, which is how to jump a car from another car. So, but anyway, I'm going to act like this is my first one. So you can video the motor there if you want. Start it right up, it's running smooth. I don't feel any vibration, any significant vibration. Feels pretty good. So, are you videoing me or watching? You're the one. You are such a rookie cameraman, man. All right. So, anyway, so that's my video on how to change spark plugs, spark plug wire, and ignition coils on a 2002 Chevy Tahoe with flex fuel. What are you laughing about?
You call me a rookie cameraman.
Rookie cameraman. All right. So now I'm probably going to do another video later. Look, I'm pointing here. That doesn't mean get close. That just means video. So my headlight is not working, so maybe I'll do a video on that next. Anyway, this has been signing out. Have a good night. See you later.
Yeah.
Okay, so little extension of my video. So my son has this thing where he always says flick it and then see if it works. So the headlight that wasn't working a second ago, he flicked it a few times and it came working. So I've obviously got a loose connection in there. I'll have to take it out and check that out. But anyway, for now, we have flicked it and it fixed it.